Hey guys, let's talk quickly about how important it is to book your colonoscopy. I know a lot of you are scared, freaked out, don't want to, but it is super important, so we're going to talk. Colorectal cancer is the third most diagnosed cancer for men and the second most diagnosed cancer for women in the world. I know going for a scope is scary, it sucks, but it's not that bad. They give you a sedative, you lay on your side, you bend your knees, then you wake up feeling great. Bam, you're done. There's no ring of fire. It's really not a big deal if you really consider that it could save your life. Let's talk about colonoscopy prep. Not something you want to be doing every day. So a couple days before your colonoscopy, you have to go on a low residue diet. Now this is not too hard to do. It's white bread, white pasta, rice, anything really easy to digest. Chicken. You can eat all of the things that really pass through the bowel easily. And then the day before your colonoscopy, you can't have anything to eat at all other than clear solutions for 24 hours before your colonoscopy. But there's a lot of really great solutions to satiate your hunger when you're not really eating. There's several different types of medications that they might give you for clearing your bowels out. So I'm not going to get into all of them. You can easily Google that. But the one that I've been given all three of my scopes is called Pico-Silex. Pico-Silex. So I always try to drink my Pico-Silex earlier in the day. I take one dose around 4 o'clock so that I have the evening to get that kind of taken care of. And then I wake up in the middle of the night and try and take one at around 2 in the morning so that it's all clear and all good by the time you're heading to the hospital for your colonoscopy. There is one thing that you need to remember that is important above all else, and I need to share that with you. Never trust a fart. So when you get to the hospital, you go up to the unit where they do the endoscopies and colonoscopies. And you go up there, they ask you the COVID screening questions, or hopefully maybe it won't be COVID for long and they won't ask those questions anymore. And then they take you to a room where they get you to undress. Hopefully your colon is clean by then. You don't have to use the washroom anymore, but sometimes you do. Now, my first colonoscopy I didn't have very much sedation. They only gave me a little bit of Ativan. And I was like, I have that much Ativan on a Saturday night. Just kidding. I don't even know what that means. So this time, during this scope, I had a drug called propofol. It leaves your system really soon, so you're able to nurse your baby very shortly after your colonoscopy. And it's great. The doctor says you're gonna be sleepy, and before you hear the next word, you're awake and the scope is over. So when you get there, they start an IV for you to administer those drugs when you get into the scope room. And then they wheel you into this room where you see this huge long snake. And the first thing you think is, that's going up my bum? And the second thing you think is, does that go down people's mouths and then into their bums, or does it go in their bum and then in their mouth? I don't know if anyone else has those thoughts, but that's what I think. I don't think that's how it works, but anyways. And on the end of it is a camera. So after you're asleep, they insert that into your and then they're able to stick a snare inside of the scope. And please, I sound very ignorant because I am not someone from a medical background. I'm just telling you my experience. But if you have polyps, they're able to take them out that way. They take the camera and they run it through your colon to make sure that everything is all good, and then they take any polyps out, and then you're done. It could save your life. So while they're doing the colonoscopy, if they take any polyps out, they usually send them away to have a biopsy to make sure that they are indeed benign, or to see if they kind of look a little bit suspicious. So that is really how they screen you for colon cancer, is through the colonoscopy. It could prevent you from having a poop bag taped to the outside of your stomach. And as soon as you're done, they take you to the recovery room. You wake up and everything is great. You don't feel a thing unless you didn't use preparation H during your colon prep. Some colonoscopy tips and tricks. Number 1, always use preparation H or Vaseline or butt cream. Use it before you start your prep. Put a little bit down there or you will regret it. Trust me, been there, done that. I always just lather up before it all starts and everything is good. Tip number 2, root beer popsicles, man, they're the best. They're so good. And tip number 3, make your own slushies. Take some Mio or some really any drink that you like, some pineapple juice, and blend it up with ice and then eat it like a snow cone, nom nom nom, because you feel like you're having a meal. It's a really good trick. Another really great tip is if you have to travel for any distance to get to your colonoscopy, you can buy something called a lugaloo. Basically what it is a 5-gallon pail with a toilet lid on it, and people use them all the time for camping. So we just put garbage bags in ours, and on the way to my 3rd colonoscopy, I needed to use it, and I was grateful that I did. During COVID, there's not a lot of gas stations that are open, nor do I want to be stopping. And sometimes you don't have time for that. So those are going to be your best friend if you have any length of travel during your colonoscopy prep. And don't forget, during your colon prep, never trust a fart. But seriously, guys, getting screened for colon cancer is so important. In Canada alone, it was predicted that 27,000 Canadians would be diagnosed with cancer in 2020. 9,700 Canadians would die in 2020, and that's 12% of all deaths from cancer. On average, 73 Canadians are diagnosed every day for colorectal cancer. Another common misconception that I've heard a lot of people say is, oh, my dad had colon cancer, but he was 70, so I was told I don't need to go until 10 years before he was diagnosed. I know doctors say that, and I know that that might be what's recommended, but that is not an effective strategy to prevent colon cancer. If you have symptoms of any kind, or if you have colon cancer in your family and you're over the age of 25, just call and book yourself a colonoscopy. It truly could save your life. Colon cancer sucks. If you can avoid it by being uncomfortable for 24 hours, just do it.